Alright, and welcome Starcraft Nation. This is Venerati bringing you a 1v1 today in the naga caverns. Today we're going to see Tester down here spawning as OG, the red Protoss, versus Paige, the pink Zerg. So we're going to see a PvZ today on a pretty small map. So it's going to be interesting to see who does what and who's really going to be more aggressive on this map, and whether we see any sort of proxying or anything of that nature. So we have pretty much just the basic stuff going on in the beginning, and I'm going to speed that up a little bit because I really don't want to see spend too much time watching drones mine. That's riveting stuff right there. And we do see a pylon coming down here, and it looks like he's going to try to block off his door, which is actually we see that. Let's slow that down just a little bit. Protoss have started to set back their They've been doing it for a while, especially on the upper tier, but they set back the pylon up here so that just in case Paige decides to bring some any sort of busters to bring down the door. Busters, come on, what are we thinking? Broodlings, there we go. Bring any broodlings up here, they're going to have a hard time knocking down this gateway because this gateway is so much stronger than this pylon right here. Now we do see the Overlord and the drone and probes coming out to scout to kind of see what exactly is going on, and I'm not really... We see a simulator coming down here, so we might see some early stalkers coming along, and we actually do see Paige bring down a hatchery, so he's going to do an early expand against Tester. I don't know how that's really going to work out for him. Zerg always, you know, they do benefit from a early expand. You pretty rarely see a one base from a Zerg unless they're going to rush Mutalisks or something of that nature. And we do see a spawning pool coming down here at the 14 mark. And, well, 14, yeah. And we don't see any extractors coming down. Oh, we actually see a little probe on drone action here. Probe trying to ward off this scout from Tester, trying to keep him from really seeing what's going on. And we do see a cybernetics core coming down here. So this is a really good placement by Tester. He's going to be able to keep Paige away with one zealot. This zealot could stand, well, actually stand right here, I believe. This is where he'd be able to get through. And he would basically be able to hold position and block any sort of early Zergling rush. And, of course, he would die to Banelings, but that's going to be later on. And we have the Overlord floating around saying, "Hey, guys, what's going on?" And let's see, Tester is chrono boosting out Warp Gate technology, so we might see some proxy action here in a little bit. Now, Paige's hatchery is done, and it looks like he is going to start to populate it. Let's go ahead and look at the income. Paige is down in income just ever so slightly, but he did have to invest in that hatchery right there. And we see our Zerglings coming out of here for Paige, so we're going to see maybe some scouting with them. Actually, coming over here to the reeds and scouting to see if there's any proxy behind a really good call for Paige, because these reeds can be really abused for a proxy base or just proxy spawning or creeping cannons out from there. Seen that plenty of times. And we see the Zerglings coming down here. They might overtake the probe. Not really sure. This probe's actually going to go over here, so the probe should be okay. And we're still seeing the chrono boosting of the Warp Gate technology. So this probe is probably going to go over here and make a proxy. Yeah. He's actually going to come over here. And we might, yes, we are going to see a proxy come down so that Tester can keep an offensive up. Oh, and we actually saw the sentry block off that door and trap that one poor Zergling. Don't know what that Zergling did to anyone, but they decided to kill it mercilessly. And, of course, these Zealots are going to be way more than enough to take care of the Zerglings that are on the field. 3 Zerglings versus 3 Zealots. You tell me what's going to end up on that kind of matchup. And these Zerglings are running away because they will be mercilessly slaughtered by these units. The Sentry already having 1 kill. And it looks like he's actually going to push against this early expansion here. So we do see a Spine Crawler coming down. Don't know necessarily about that placement. He's leaving this doorway open. We don't see any sort of connection of the creep. So if he actually connected these, he would have been able to utilize these 2 queens in a defense. But we do see a second Spine Crawler coming down. But we do see these Zealots actually moving up here to pressure this base. Let's see if they're actually able to get up this ramp. And these Zerglings, there's not enough Zerglings really to do much. They're going to try to get us around, and they're actually going to get somewhat of us around. They are engaging these oh, wow, he actually brought the drones off the mineral line, trying to reinforce these units, and these Zealots are not looking good, but they are killing all of those Zerglings. Paige is desperately trying to bring the Spine Crawler up to be able to attach it. Now, these Zealots are just hanging out. What are you guys doing? Come on, now, start attacking. Don't know what that is. Even the Overlord's getting in on the action, trying to pressure the Zealots to go away. All of Paige's drones are now engaged and being used as military units. Now these Queens also acting as support units. with their range of 2. So able to kind of reach over these Zerglings and poke at these Zealots. These Zealots are not really feeling so great, but they're just kind of hanging out by this bridge, and these sentries are going to be able to hit this queen. Oh, using a shield. Oh, force fielding this queen. This queen is not having a good day. Is she going to go down? And yes, she does go down. So good use of force fields there by Tester to basically take out 150 mineral unit for free. Now he is starting to bring up his... oh, wow, and we actually do see him moving up and using these force fields to keep these Zerglings at bay, and we see another force field coming down, and that sentry is actually going to die to his own force field, and these sentries are just kind of puttering around. The Zealots are actually going to move up here to the main, trying to take out this hatchery, but there are no units for these guys to kill. This force field sitting here, keeping Paige from basically protecting his base, so they are going to be able to snipe this spawning pool. And the spawning pool does go down and goes in a huge geyser of blood, and these broodlings are going to come out here pissed off. And then, no, they will not be able to kill that Zealot with 12 health left. So, really, Paige is going to lose his main base, it looks like. Don't know what he's going to do. He's actually going to bring up all of these Zerglings and try to save this hatchery. Will he be able to do it? He actually split his forces to get that good surround going on here. And he is going to get some, but this force field is actually going to help somewhat. It's not going to be enough. And this Zergling trying desperately to get this sentry here, but not able to. In the meantime, the sentry is just able to rack up some kills. Sentry does go down once the force field goes down. So Paige was able to save his main base and getting a good surround with the Zerglings. Oh, wow. I don't know how he's going to be doing income-wise. Not too far behind, but he's actually forced to build another spawning pool. And we do see Paige bringing out his Zerglings, trying to pressure Tester. Now, Tester's done a good job of walling off this so that the Zerglings will have a hard time of coming up into his base. We do see a photon cannon here, and weapons 1 coming out, being chrono boosted. So, Paige really not going to have enough Zerglings here to put any real pressure on Tester. These cannons are going to be able to basically be enough on their own. And we see another gateway really forming a robust wall here, and the Zealots just hanging out like badasses, because what do you have to worry about? There's only a few Zerglings up here. And the Zerglings are running around trying to keep Tester busy, but of course that photon cannon going to ward them off, and we do see Tester moving up, and looks like he's going to apply more pressure to Paige. Paige has a few spine crawlers, but still not connecting his base here, and we actually do see some... Zerglings go down to this ball of Protoss. Of course, they were not going to be enough to actually kill all of those Protoss units, really only being able to act as a skirmishing force now. More spine crawlers coming down. These static defenses are pretty powerful, but they are static defenses, so Paige on the defensive, not really... I mean, he has brought his economy back up and is pretty close to what Tester is doing. But we see Tester bring in more units over here with this proxy pylon, and it looks like all these sentries are going to be a really good counter to these Zerglings. We actually do see some roaches entering the field, so these roaches are going to be able to... And we do actually see Tester come up in here and walling off, basically, and throwing a shield up there. Now, these spine crawlers are running over here to try to do some damage, to try to make Tester pay for walking up this ramp, but Tester basically just able to walk away and shield this ramp once again. And he's going to have free reign on Paige's main and is going to kill these drones. I don't know what Paige is going to do about this. These roaches also running away. They're, of course, being rallied away. And these sentries focus firing this Overlord over here. These drones scurrying away, trying not to die, but actually queued up to attack there for just half a second. These roaches running away as well. These Zealots do not have legs, so they are having a hard time chasing anything down. And all these drones are actually going to... Looks like they are going to be able to take down these Zealots. So these Zealots will go down to the drone/roach force. And we do have the sentries coming in here to see what they can do. But there's just not enough sentries. These roaches are going to be able to take down these sentries. But at what cost? We see Paige's army just completely thwarted the entire time. Basically kept at bay by the force fields here on the ramp. Great use of these sentries. Now, all these sentries do go down, and we have seen Paige's economy crash once again. He is now at half the economy of Tester with one base operational. We do see some other drones coming up here to populate this line, but Tester has a huge Stalker army in comparison. Let's go ahead and look at the units. Well, that's actually production. Let's go ahead and look at the units. Yeah, 13 stalkers to 12 roaches. You tell me. I'm banking on Tester at this point, and Tester is going to come over here and start to fancy up this base, I guess, a little bit. But Paige really not looking so good right now. His income is waning. 23 harvesters to 58, so a clear advantage. Only one extractor, so not able to put out many roaches. So we're going to see a Zergling Roach combination, which, you know, won't be too bad against his Stalker. Now, the Stalkers do not have Blink. Actually, they just got Blink right now, so these Stalkers are going to be able to get away from the Zergling surround. And we see this one Zergling, hey, guys, oh, and yeah, they did not want to hang out with him. And so, yeah, the Stalkers are going to be able to blink out of the Zergling surround, so they are going to be able to really punish those Zerglings. I don't know what Paige is going to do at this point. He is actually getting roach speed, and we do actually see Tester come up and applying some pressure on these roaches. These roaches trying to fire back, but do not have the range. The range of the roaches is 3, so woefully inadequate to kill these Stalkers. And we do see the spine crawlers, you know, poking them, tapping them on the oh my gosh, shoulder. There we go. And we see this queen coming out there, but thankfully seeing that too many guys there. And yeah, he's just sitting there. And we actually see a Stalker basking in the radiant glow of these glowworms. I don't know. That's what I'm going to call them, glowworms. So he's getting his tan because, yeah, that's what cool Stalkers do. And the speed did actually just finish up for the roaches, but Tester just kind of hanging out, be like, hey, what can you do? I'm basically going to sit here at your base and make you eat it. And we actually do see some DTs coming up here, and Paige does not have any detection right now. So the DTs, for the moment, are going to have complete reign over the base. They are going to run up here and try to kill that. And we actually do see Paige trying to get a surround on the Stalkers, but of course using that blink, and these Zerglings are trying to surround once again. And we do see some Dark Templar coming in here, and we saw the Dark Templar just absolutely pillage this drone line and are going to be able to kill all of those Zerglings. And we do see an Overseer coming in here, but I do believe it's going to be too late. And this battle coming out over here, they are going to be able to knock down those Stalkers, but there just are not enough. There's just not enough roaches, and these Dark Templar are going to be able to attack the roaches with immunity. And we see this Dark Templar being killed by the Phallic Defense, and another Templar going to go down to these Zerglings. So now that Paige does have Overseers, he is able to neutralize these Dark Templar, but he just doesn't have nothing left to kill the Stalkers. And we actually see a drone charge. We do see a Queen go down, and this is, yeah, Paige GG's. He had nothing left, so we do see Tester end up winning this. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a blast casting this, and I hope that you had a blast watching it. And let me know what you've been thinking of the videos so far, and what you'd like to see more and what you'd like to see less of. I know you guys love that cheese, right? So anyway, always, until next time, farewell, citizens. This is Venerati signing out.